Hi everybody, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am reviewing The Carrow Haunt by Darcy Coates. This one was the most highly recommended to me when I started down this journey, and I gotta tell you, it was a completely different outing from Craven Manor and the Ashburn House, the two that I had previously read, but it was very enjoyable nonetheless. So, in The Carrow Haunt, we were following Remy, and she has been orchestrating these tours for the most haunted house in, I can't remember where it is, but it's called Carrow House, and she has been orchestrating these private tours of the house for about 2 years, and they roughly last about 3 hours. She is very well adversed in the history of the house. And one day she gets an offer to lead a private tour of about 8 people that is going to last for 2 weeks. It is a very in-depth tour, including overnights. They're supposed to go into areas of the house that haven't previously been explored in tours, and it's all going to be run by a paranormal investigative group. So there is going to be equipment, there's going to be EVPs, things that haven't previously been done in depth at this house. And at first, Remy doesn't like the sound of it, but she ends up agreeing to do it, but won't accept any payment, even though she is initially offered a good deal of money to do this tour. But she is welcomed to bring anybody with her that she wants. When they get to the house, we have a group of 8 characters, including Remy. There is Mark, the man who is running the entire operation, April, who is the owner of the house, but she is 17 years old. She is very indulgent and kind of spoiled, but she is very into the paranormal and into the house's darker side. We also have Lucille, who is acting as April's guardian, but the two don't necessarily get along, and Lucille is a little bit of a sourpuss. We can't get around that. She is. Then we have Marjorie, who is our resident medium. Raj, who is the technical side of things with all the cameras and the equipment and such. Then we have Pierce, who just wants more information. He's been on tours before and he just liked the sound of everything. And then we have Marjorie's assistant, Bernard. It's a pretty large cast of characters compared to what we typically get from Darcy Coates, and I will admit it took me a little bit to get the feel of who everybody was. I kept getting like narratives interchanged in my head a little bit because I'm just not used to having that many characters in a Darcy Coates book. The two that I've read previously both pretty much focused on just one character with like occasional scene here and there from with somebody else in it. So the fact that there were so many in this was a little hard to get used to, but it wasn't in any way done badly. Our first night, right off the bat, almost as soon as everybody gets there, all of this creepy stuff starts happening. Walls are bleeding. There is a creepy attic, which, you know, is always top notch. Footsteps in the hallway. There's seances gone wrong. This has every creepy cliche that you could think of thrown into it. I mean, it's like all holds barred. So let's talk about the positives. The positives, I would say, again, is very, very atmospheric setting. That's something that Darcy Coates is very good at. She's very good with imagery, painting a picture in the mind, and being able to see the events as they unfold. And I love that experience when I'm reading. I've loved that experience with every book that I have read from her so far. And I would say that is a definite positive. Another positive would be characterization. The characters are all very well mapped out, although a few of them are extremely unlikable, and I will talk about that in a minute. But the way that they are done, they are well rounded. They are very grounded in who they are, although I will say that a couple of them are very, very clearly caricatures of the type of cliche that they are framing. I would say a good example of that would be Marjorie as the medium. She is a very, very typical medium. I feel like I've seen her in a million different books and a million different TV shows. She's just the epitome of what you would think of when you think of a medium. She's very focused on no tech. Um, so she butts heads with Raj a lot. She really, really brings in the energy. She fully acknowledges there's a ton of energy in this house, but she is in denial of what they can actually do, and it does cause some problems throughout the book, and that really drove me crazy about her a lot. Another person that I would say is a cliche would be Raj, the tech guy. It's like, and it drove me crazy in this book because both of them are our paranormal experts, though in different fields, and both of them are so dead set on their way, not wanting to really recognize the other medium at all. So to me, it kind of made for this overbalanced. It made for this overbalanced dynamic that kind of got a little repetitive after a while. But like I said, I still thought that they were well written characters. I just thought that they were like too far in their own corners. And so it's like it led for a whole lot of headbutting throughout the book, as in my way is better, your way is crap, and vice versa. And, there were moments when they would acknowledge the other person's, oh, okay, well, you're right about that. But it's like overall, this dynamic started to get on my nerves quite a bit. But I understood where they were coming from because Mark, who was running the expedition, wanted to have every side of the investigation if he was going to do it correctly. So he wanted to have a medium's take on it, and he wanted to have the technological side of it. But it just really led for the characters clashing a lot, and it drove me up a wall. Unlikable characters. There is one very unlikable character in this book. I'm not going to say why she's unlikable to avoid spoilers, but I did not like Lucille, April's guardian, and considering that she is literally responsible for the well-being of the owner of this house, she's kind of important. So I I couldn't deal with this girl. She really, really just got on my nerves a lot. Um, so the negatives of this book, I will say that despite being as well written as it was and being as atmospheric as it was, dealing with juggling as many characters as it had, I will say that it kind of felt like an episode of Ghost Adventures, and not necessarily in the best way. Like, it felt like I was watching things that those characters would do with different names. And it's just, I don't know. It's like if I'm going to go into like this ghost hunting thing, which I do enjoy, by the way, that it feel more authentic and that I would be more excited. The character of April, the owner of the house, her personality, despite kind of being a spoiled teenager, is more like what I would expect from a group of people doing this type of a thing. It's like you're going to like the country's scariest house and you're going to be camping out there and living there for 2 weeks, documenting all of this stuff from its past. You would think that you would be a little more interested in it. And it's like she was super, super excited. So it's like she felt genuine and authentic. And everybody else, I was just kind of like, why are you even here? Like, you don't even seem to care about what's going on. It's like Mark, the head honcho guy, is funding this whole thing and he's spending a whole lot of money doing so, but we don't know what his motivations are until almost the end of the book. Like, he pretty much shows no interest in the goings on. It's like he hires Marjorie and he hires Raj so, he can get those different aspects of it. But at the same time, he's not even giving anybody daily tasks. It's just kind of like, oh, well, whatever everybody else wants to do. And I'm like, dude, if I'm spending this kind of money on this, you better be damn sure I am giving everybody a job and I'm going to have every hour mapped out. It's like, okay, today we're going to do this. To the next day we're going to do that. And I'm going to get my money's worth out of it, right? But it seemed like a lot of the events that happened, he just happened to stumble into because he wasn't actively seeking them. And I can't understand the motivation behind that at all. But yeah, I mean, it was a good, solid book. It was fun, but I didn't think that it was the best that I have read by Darcy Coates so far. But I am definitely enjoying my journey with her a lot. Leave your recommendations down below for her. Um, I'm probably going to read them all at some point, but of course I want to start with the better things. So if you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe, give it a like, comment, follow me on the social medias, click that bell if you want to be notified of all of my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!